Hey everybody, I am the MoeChicken. Welcome to my stream. So yes, we are going to be trying out an idea that I floated by my Discord recently. And it was born of an idea that a friend of mine suggested for helping me to both create content that's kind of fun and artistic, and at the same time, working myself out of a creative slump. I don't know if y'all other creators out there are like me, but sometimes I just kind of get in like a funk about art. Like I can't come up with anything. It feels like nothing I'm doing is sufficiently creative. Hello, Jimmy. And so sometimes I need to kind of like work through that. So what we are going to do tonight is basically I wanted to draw little video game monsters by request. Yeah, I am doing well, Jimmy. Thank you very much. So I asked my Discord to come prepare with some ideas. I've already got a couple I'm going to work with, and we're just going to sketch for a little while, and hopefully it'll be fun. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So there is my drawing page. Now the first thing that we are going to be working on tonight. Also, by the way, I've got let's see, I've got music queued up. Might be overwhelming though. Okay, how's that work, Jimmy? Is that audible but not overwhelming? And also, is my mic not audible but not overwhelming? Because I like, in order to do this, I had to kind of change some things around, so I want to make sure everything works but is not like deafening or problematic. So please let me know. So yes, the first thing we're going to be doing tonight is one of the things that Jimmy suggested. A classic video game monster, the ghosts from Pac-Man. So obviously the easy way to do this would be to just, pull out one of these where you just kind of like easy. Ghost from Pac-Man. A little boring though. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to use the ghost designs from... Hey, Cyber! Music too loud to hear. Okay, good to know. I have turned it down somewhat. Please let me know if it is better now. Thank you for the information. And I am well. Thank you, Cyber. Yeah, I wanted to use the ghost designs from the cartoon. So if you didn't know, there used to be a... let's see. Pac-Man cartoon ghosts. Let's see. Images. Yeah, here they are. So some time ago, there was a Pac-Man cartoon. Can I do this? There we go. Yeah. So they had these these guys. These were like the ghosts from Pac-Man, and they had cool hats and everything. So there's like, what is it? That's Inky. I think that's Blinky, Pinky, and Claw. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Go back. Back. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's like Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde, and then Sue, I think is what we got. So let's draw them. I want to draw them. I will start with everyone's favorite. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let's see. I want to do Inky. I know this is officially monsters, but the cereal called the Marshmallow. The cereal called Marshmallow Ghost. I called it Marshmallow Ghost, so I'm going with that. Let's see. Okay, maybe this is too loud. This is too loud for y'all. I don't want to kill you with audio here. Alright, turn it down. Again, let me know if the audio is okay. I just kind of set it up and went to town. Yeah. Hopefully this will be fun. How y'all doing tonight? Are you having a good time? Are you having a good Tuesday? I had a better Tuesday than a Monday. Take the fruit. Take the fruit. Take the fruit and scoot. Yeah, I had a kind of a frustrating afternoon yesterday when I had ordered something off of eBay, and oh, you're sick. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I hope you feel better. I had ordered something off of eBay, and I got the notification from eBay that it got delivered, but I didn't have it. And I was very upset because I had ordered it for someone else, and I was very troubled by the idea that I might not be able to get it or recoup the losses because, again, on the eBay side, they said it was delivered. Getting better, have a runny nose and a somewhat sore throat. That is a bummer. I'm sorry. You think it's just like a standard illness, or did you any idea where it came from? I guess. No, not you. But yeah, I didn't finish that thought. Sorry. I was able to get it today. I had to go various places to try to do it. Like I had to go by my apartment complex's office to try to get it. And then I had to go over to the actual post office. But eventually they just delivered it. Apparently, it was just mislabeled yesterday, and yeah, they delivered it today. So that is super good. Happy about that. Other than that, that was probably the most interesting thing that happened today. I have been, I don't know if I've mentioned this to y'all or not, I have been playing Front Mission 3 again recently, which, mentioned before, really, really good game I'm really very, very attached to, played a lot as a kid. And it's another situation where it's like, oh, this game is as fun as I remembered it being. Like, I'm really enjoying playing it. And I know I've talked about it plenty of times, and I'm going to play it on here eventually. But, yeah, just to be kind of, like, reminded, it's like, oh, yeah, it is still fun. It's awesome. Really good feeling. Oh, dude. Jimmy, do you need to go, like, lie down? I feel bad, man. Like, I appreciate your being here, but, you know, if you got to go lie down, go do it. That's rough. I hate stomach upset. I was having a lot of that recently, too. Right, let's see. Here's a boy. Here's a boy. Stomach pain one way. That's wonderful. Glad to hear that, because that does not sound like fun. All right. Inky. Let's do another one. All right, which ghost? We did Inky. We got Blinky, Pinky, Clyde, and Sue. Who should we do next? Y'all have preferences? I'm leaning towards Clyde. Pinky best? Pinky best. All right. You got it. It's Pinky time. Got kind of a snarky look about him. They all kind of have very similar faces, but, you know, you do what you can. All right, let's see. Pinky, use this. Oh, well, yeah. What else has been going on with y'all? Anything cool going on? Anybody playing anything cool? Like I said, I've just been playing Front Mission. It's been a lot of fun. It's unfortunately taking me away from dot hack though, because I was actually on like I'm on the fourth of the four discs in dot hack, so like close to the end, and then front mission came along and just kind of like whooshed me away, and it's threatening to be another situation where it's like I get to the very end of the game and then I do not beat it. Oh, what's this? Other than being sick, I have good news. I'll be finally getting a recliner with swivel. It's coming in early March. Awesome. Awesome. Very helpful. Having a good recliner for reclining, presumably while watching TV or playing a computer or whatever, very important. I had a friend who, he had like the same recliner for so many years that like, and what was funny too was that he called it the death chair because the springs and stuff in it were so like broken that you couldn't actually like retract the leg part. You just had to kind of like you had to like hop into the center of it and then sit down, and anything else would like it'd catch your legs or something. It was a very problematic chair. And suffice it to say, he's the only person that ever used it. The death chair. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that, Jimmy. I have a recliner that I use for it's in the room where I do most of my filming, and which is just my general like gaming room, and I think I'm slowly like it's funny how it's kind of like slowly adjusting to the shape that I always sit in it in. So like I always kind of sit on the right side of the chair with my legs over the arm. And so it's kind of like tilting that way a little bit. Once you have get uncomfortable after 30 minutes. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Alright, so I'm going to draw one more ghost, but y'all think about another monster we can go to after we finish with the Pac-Man ghosts. I will be ready to move on to the next one, I think. I believe I'm going to do Sue. I think I'll do Sue next. Kind of up this a little bit here. Oh, in other news, I finished another what do you call it? Leatherworking project recently. So I think I showed y'all the like arm guard thing I had, like the leather arm guard. I made sort of like a further attachment to it where it's got like a hand cover. So well, here I'm sketching. I can draw it. So imagine this is like an arm, like a hand and an arm. So the current leather arm guard covers like this part of your arm, and it's got like buckles down here. And so I added another part that fits over here and is connected via like a little soft piece of leather and then ties on the finger. And came out really well, actually. I'm pretty pleased with it. So yeah, that was very exciting for me. Her hand is in the wrong place here. I meant for yesterday. You got some Burger King fries were meh. Can't read. Got some Burger King fries were meh. Whopper you got was bad. You know, I don't think I've ever had a Whopper. I think anytime I go to Burger King, I always get either the Also, I just realized the song that's playing right now is my song Ghost House. Very appropriate. Thank you very much, Winamp. What was I saying? Yeah, I always get the Bacon King or the chicken fries. Oh, hey, this is actually an unreleased song. For those who enjoy my music, this one actually hasn't been put out yet. I didn't realize I had it on the computer. So there you go. Speaking of, again, to those who enjoy my music, there were 2 new songs put up recently on my in the groove section of my channel. So if you like my music, there you go. We're gonna mention Pinky is their best. For me, it's Inky. You know, I really didn't have a strong affiliation with any of them growing up. I guess if I was gonna say one over the others, it would probably be Clyde, just because he's different. And I liked Orange growing up. Nowadays, I mean, orange is still fine, but probably not my favorite. I would say if I have a favorite color, it's probably blue nowadays. Hey, hot dog. Not a problem. Thank you for saying hello. Sexy Pac-Man ghost? It's Sue. Sue is the original femme fatale of video games, didn't you know? You might have thought it was Miss Pac-Man. She's the original heroine of video games. But Sue is the original femme fatale. Oh yeah. Got those sassy eyes. And earrings, apparently. Apparently that was her thing. She had earrings. High arched eyebrows. Oh yeah. So sexy. So sexy, this Pac-Man ghost. I never really got feedback about the music, so other than what Cybernator said, so I hope that it is fine. If it is not fine, I'm blaming all of you. It's not my fault. It's your fault. I'll give her eyeshadow. Alright, there we go. Pac-Man ghosts. Very good. Alright, what shall we do next? Somebody give me a monster. Monster or a game series or just something I can work off of. So did y'all know that they're like the Babadook? Is that from a video game? I know the Babadook is the guy with a hat in a movie. I'll just type it into Google here. Babadook. Oh, that's scary. These are scary. Babadook, dook, dook. Well, this guy's just having a good time. I like him. Look at this guy. He's so happy. Oh, here's sexy Babadook. These are strange. These are strange. Anyway. Yeah, look for something from a video game. That's what I'm aiming for. I gotta get this off my screen. I'm not enjoying looking at it. I liked the ghosts more. The Babadook has become an unlikely gay icon for Pride Month. Huh. Okay. You say so. You say so, Google. Brain is stalling. All right, well, I'm going to draw Mario characters. I will draw Mario characters until someone... Minotaur. Oh, very nice. I can draw a Minotaur. I can do a Minotaur. Why is this the pencil I'm using? Don't use that pencil. Hey, Lori. Welcome. Did you get the notice this time, Lori? We's a drawing. I don't want to make him a fat Minotaur. He's a chunker Minotaur. There's like, oh, I've been eating too much grass. Oh. And got little tiny arms. Like, oh. Oh, I'm fat. Oh. 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 Make chubby Minotaur here. Oop. He looks like a Rocko's Modern Life character. That's a compliment. Oh. What program is this? This is Clip Studio Paint. It has been my go-to illustrating program for a couple of years. You know, it may not be the best, but it is pretty good for me. Honestly, the biggest downside to it as a program is that it's I think it's Chinese, and so like it's kind of hard to get any sort of support for it. Like they try their best, but like the support is pretty limited for it all told. Ooh. Whoa. Got a big fat belly. It's hairy. Oh. Oh. But yeah, it's actually really not. It's a nice program. I've used it for a while and I'm pretty happy with it. Oh. Give him like a wife beater shirt. It's kind of like riding up. It's like a middle-aged Minotaur. Oh. I'm resonating too much with this Minotaur. This Minotaur feels too familiar to me. Let's see. Can you want a link? Sure. Let's see. I'll drop it in the chat. Clip Studio. Paint. The thing that's kind of problematic for me about like Clip Studio Paint is it like the sample pictures that they use for all the all their what am I trying to say here? Advertisements looks like so good that it's like daunting to me. Can I put things here? Okay, that's not how I do it. That's not how I do it. Let me try again. Remove that. After the upgrade disaster. Ugh, I had an upgrade disaster with one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now. And, like, one of my... Like, I have 2 PCs right now and one of them just sits there because I can't figure out what's wrong with it, so it's just hanging out. There you go. So that's the website for it, and of course, hashtag not sponsored. I just like this program, so there you go, and it has worked really well for me. A lot of apps and programs try to entice you. Oh, oh. Oh. He's so relatable. Look at how relatable this fellow is. Oh, not that. Oh. I can't. Hey, Darkman. Welcome. Oh, that's threatening. Oh. Oh, I can't believe I hit the whole hay bale. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna give him like a 5 o'clock shadow. Oh. 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 That was fun. Alright, another monster. Somebody else give me something. Until you do, I'll color this guy. Yeah, another monster. Another monster. Preferably from video games, but I mean, it can be like mythology stuff too. Because I mean, there's a lot of that in video games as well. Make a moose? Video game has a moose in it. A brutal one? Particularly brutal moose? First I gotta draw this guy. Give me a sec. Kind of love the idea of like middle-aged, overweight minotaur. It's really funny to me. Oh, okay, next one. No, I'm just gonna have like a ton of these open by the end. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Hey, Rocky! Watch me pull a rabbit out of my head. Lift it up my sleeve, and presto! Ooh. Let's see, I need a reference for Rocky and Bullwinkle. Rocky and Bullwinkle. I used to watch Rocky and Bullwinkle all the time. I actually have the entire first season on streaming. All right. Many years ago, I was the like to just show how long I've been invested in Rocky and Bullwinkle. Many years ago, I was the president of a German honor society. Oh wait, oh it's a channel. I don't want to go to a channel. No, get out of here. I don't want YouTube. I'm just trying to look at a picture. That's fine, I guess. Yes, many years ago, I was the president of the German honor society in my high school, and we decided that our mascot animal would be a moose, because there is no official German word for moose. The German word for moose is Nordamerikanische Elch, which just means North American elk. They don't have a word for it over there, and we thought that was the funniest thing in high school, so we decided we would have a moose as our mascot. And so I wound up drawing a Bullwinkle-esque moose for the t-shirts. This is one of my favorites still. This is City Walk is what you're listening to right now. Again, another one of my songs. It is still one of my favorites. Making music's fun. That's something I'm happy to have. Oh gosh, that's a weird circle. Sneak and Spook 'em is a banger. Glad to hear that. Moose and Squirrel. Moose and Squirrel plush. It is super fun to like do artsy stuff. Like again, the part of the reason that I wanted to do this stream was because I like doing art streams. And they're a great way for me to feel like artistically productive. In a, this is gonna sound weird, but in a lower stakes environment. Because like I'm one of those people that like I unfortunately put a lot of like pressure on myself when I'm drawing. And it kind of it makes it hard for me to like accomplish a lot because the expectations are just stupid high. And you know, you just can't accomplish that. And so doing it like this, it just I just sort of feel like I'm having fun with y'all. You know, I'm just like, oh, just drawing some pictures just for fun, for, you know, a little bit of content. And yeah, it's nice. So thank y'all for showing up for this. Hopefully it's fun. And if it does turn out to be fun, we can do more of these. Because I like drawing things. I mentioned before that like the reason or where this idea came from was a friend of mine suggested to me, and that friend has been a friend for a while, and they know that like back when I was like I knew them back in school. Back when I was in school, I loved to be around like a dry erase board and just ask people, it's like, hey, what do you want me to draw? And I would just like draw by request. And it's so fun to do. It's so much fun to just draw by request. So now I've never drawn Rocky, I don't think. For all that I've drawn Bullwinkle plenty of times, I don't know that I've ever actually drawn Rocky. So there's Mr. Bullwinkle. Pretty good, I think. Not a bad drawing of it. Let's see. So I gotta try and figure out how to draw Rocky. Have you ever read BC Comics? You mean like the Stone Age character comics? BC? I used to read that. I used to read that on Sundays. That's cool. You see there, you just gotta you can be artsy fartsy if you want to be. You just gotta do it. I don't know how good Rock's gonna look here. Johnny Hart also did Wizard of... Really? Same guy? That's surprising. I also read Wizard of Id, so there you go. Lock myself in a room. Yeah, well, whatever it takes. I will oftentimes go over to my workplace, which is relatively close to my house. It's within walking distance. On the weekends, and kind of just like I'll I'll go there and bring along like some sort of artistic project to work on and just kind of like hang out because it gets me away from like video games and like all the things I normally use to like distract myself when I want to work on an art project. And I'll just kind of like be like, "Yep, nope. The only thing you can do here is work on your art, so you better do it." It works surprisingly well. Rocky's mad at Bullwinkle for being boastful. We'll say that's the premise here. Bullwinkle came out looking very boastful. Sometimes you walk to the library for the same purpose. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for that. Like for isolating isolating yourself to kind of like force the issue on projects. Like I've heard about people that work from home and say like I can only do like they have like what am I trying to say? They have a office for the explicit purpose of working, and it's like I don't do anything else in the office except work because that's the room for working, and I have to kind of like play this little game with myself where I can only use that room for that. Otherwise, I won't be able to get anything done. I get that. Other comics that I read growing up. I read All right, well, Rocky didn't come out as good as Bullwinkle, but there we go. All right, who's next? Another topic. Another topic. Again, preferably a video game character. Um, Wait, didn't someone say Dragon Quest Slime? Yeah, someone said Dragon Quest Slime. That sounds awesome. Let's do that. I could draw Dragon Quest monsters all day. I love Dragon Quest stuff. Super cool. Super cool. Thank you, Laurie. Appreciate you. I absolutely love the Dragon Quest monster art. I mean, that's nothing original. Lots of people feel that way, but it's just funny how you can sense so much of Toriyama's personality from the fact that like he he was way more invested in drawing the monsters than the hero characters. You know, it's like he loves to make goofs, and he's like, I don't want to draw like hero characters. I want to draw like silly things. And so all the monsters are like way more interesting and appealing than the heroes. The heroes all kind of start to look the same. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I like making merchandise. Nobody buys them, but I do like making merchandise. I think I have bought more of my own merchandise than like anybody else. But it's super fun. It's fun to design things. Like I've got the one of the Chocomo shirts. I've got a fudge shirt. I've got the flying controller. Um, what else did I have? Oh yeah, Ian got one. Actually, funny thing about that. So it took him so long to open that like all of the information in that package was incorrect. it was all incorrect because it took so long. Like I originally wanted to send him that as like he was gonna be the first person to get my merch, and then like it took him like 8 months to open it or something. And so I was like, well, you're not first anymore. I mean, it's fine for him. It's his prerogative. But I remember thinking it was like, oh yeah, kind of wanted this to be like an important thing, but oh well. There's the Dragon Quest slime. I'm gonna draw more Dragon Quest slimes. And as for whether or not Ian will run and stream someday, probably not. But I mean, that's fine. It ain't gonna take me long to draw more Dragon Quest slimes, so feel free to provide me with other suggestions. Otherwise, I'll just keep drawing Dragon Quest slimes. Which might be entertaining for a while, but might also get old pretty quick. I think one of my favorite pieces of merch right now is the cup or the mug, the coffee mug that is only authorized for tea. I very much enjoy that concept of a coffee mug that insists that is only for tea. Only authorized for tea. I have one of those, and I use it every once in a while for tea. It's just it's the kind of like fun, absurd kind of joke that I want to make more of that kind of merch. The squished slime. What? You're currently listening to a song from the that game you know. It's so hard to talk about that game. Draw a skeleton knight, but with a slime helmet. Okay. Like a skeleton knight from a particular game, or just a skeleton knight? Because there's a fair number of like skeleton knights in games. I'll just start with like a basic shape here. Ribcage. Okay, well, what I was saying, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, we're listening to the soundtrack of You Know, the girl who chants love at the edge of the universe, which is a terrible name for a video game because it's so hard to refer to. Because you just say, this is that game you know, and people are like, no, I don't know what game, and you're like, that's you know. It's like a freaking Abbott and Costello routine. It just doesn't work. But hey, that's the name of the game. Anyway, good soundtrack. Nice, like PC 98 soundtrack. Really kind of fun to listen to. Been listening to it recently and kind of just chilling out. It's nice. It's good music. So it's kind of like rusty here. Give them little pauldrons. Also rusty. So another news, as I mentioned, I've been working on leatherworking recently. One thing that I would like to learn how to do with leatherworking is how to incorporate like metal bits into it. And I tell you what, it just does not work out like at all. I got myself this was kind of surprising. You can actually buy what do you call it, rolls of aluminum from like Home Depot. And so I did that, and I was like, oh, this will be great. I'll just use this to add like some thin metal to my leatherworking, and it'll be cool because it'll kind of look like, you know, it won't actually provide any sort of defense, but it will look like armor with like metal. It just hasn't worked. I can't figure out how to make it like come out in a way that it doesn't look incredibly cheap. Because that's what we're getting right now, is that like I thought that maybe it would be at least close enough that you'd be like, oh yeah, it's like metal. But no, you can like immediately tell that it is flimsy and like fragile, and it just doesn't look good. I have not figured out how to make good looking metal bits for my leatherworking. Like I mentioned earlier, I finished that that piece. Do I go to cons with the costumes I'm making? I don't go to cons just because I don't know that I've ever been to a con. I do go to Ren fairs. I got into this because I go to the Ren fair almost every year, and you see like so many people wearing cool stuff there, and I'm like, I want to learn how to do this. You know, it's like that classic like creator mindset where you see something cool and you're like, I want to make that, and so then you try and like figure out how to make it. Actually, apparently there was a convention that if I'd known about it sooner, I would have tried to go to it near where I live. It's called Awesome Con, just kind of a dumb name for a convention, but that's what they went with. And apparently it was like I think it's like a sci-fi convention or like a sci-fi comic book convention, which, I mean, I'm not, like, I don't really do a whole lot of sci-fi or comic books, but it sounded like it would be cool. But yeah, I found out about it a little bit too late. Alright, well, there he is. It's a skeleton knight wearing a slime helmet. We have a Ren fair every year where I live. That's cool. Do you go in costume? Alright, new monster. New monster. Somebody give me something new. Like, the first time I went to a Renaissance fair, I didn't go in costume. And I just realized that, like, I had that kind of, like, left out feeling that you get sometimes when you're at a thing like that. I was like, I feel like I should have done something for this. And so the next year, I got, like, a cheap Halloween costume and wore that. And I felt so much more connected to the experience. So, I mean, I recommend it. Just dress up. Your dad was in the Kiwanis Club. I don't know what that is. But I need a monster. Come on, y'all. Just sitting here right now. I don't know what the Kiwanis Club is. I guess I can look it up. Look it up while I'm waiting. Kiwanis Club. There we go. Okay, this has not helped me in any way. I don't know what the Kiwanis Club is. Doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, never mind. All right, TikTok. All right, well, I'll draw Mario monsters. It's a volunteer group. They do different things. Lions Club. Oh, okay. How is that related to like a Renaissance fair, though? Do they do Renaissance fair stuff? Can you draw the Project Altered Beast werewolf of Luke Custer? Look it up. Also, hey, it's Bob Express. Welcome. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. All right. Project Altered Beast. There we go. Whoa. Okay. So this guy? Let's see. Is this the guy? Okay, yeah, I can draw him. Sure. That's exactly what I'm hoping for is requests. Here a second. All right, get this what I was gonna draw out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, sketch. Is this a character that you are like familiar with? Like I've heard of Altered Beast, but I don't know that I've ever heard of Project Altered Beast. It looks like it's like an updated version of Altered Beast. Are you wide from your grave? He's got like a big like hair tuft thing going on in the back. Oh yeah, he's got like long teeth. Let's see. That's not right. Try again. It kind of reminds me a little bit of John Talbane from Darkstalkers. So tell me about this game, Bub Express. I've never heard of this. Is it like a fighting game? Is it like the original where it's like a beat 'em up kind of thing, or how does it play? Like what's the gameplay like? Like the original Altered Beast, which is set in ancient Greece, this game features a modern setting Unconnected to previous installments. The story follows a man called Luke Custer who is a genome cyborg, humans whose DNA and other genetic makeup has been artificially altered by microchips containing the genetic makeup of other creatures to transform into an anthropomorphic beast. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of have him just like standing here. Let me do something more with this expression. So this guy's like he's like a human who was like altered. He was a beast who was altered, and has like beast microchips in him. That's a different kind of perspective, but it's kind of cool. What system was this for? This Ultra Beast game. Again, I'm curious, like how it plays, what it's like. I've never even heard of it. I mean, I've heard of Altered Beast, but not this version. PlayStation 2? Okay. There's a lot of like good PS2 stuff. Within recent months or years and months, I've been trying to explore more systems that I didn't really like get into as a kid. Or not necessarily that I didn't get into, but like when I started collecting games, I mostly focused on the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo because those were kind of my favorites at the time. And so like a lot of like PlayStation and like Sega Saturn and Sega CD and like PS2, there's a lot of like stuff I didn't really have much familiarity with. And I'm trying to like kind of fix that a little bit. And so I've been exploring a lot of like PS2 games and like PS1 games within recent times. And it's cool. Like you find a lot of like really interesting things. So you still haven't told me what the gameplay is like, Bubs. Still very curious what the game is like, how the game plays. If based on just the screenshots I saw, it looks like it's some sort of like either a beat 'em up or a fighting game, but still not 100% sure. Oh, he's got like a big scar on his chest. Okay. Presumably this is where he was altered into a beast. Oh yeah. He's got like crazy, like, kind of like weird claws. It's got like laser claws? Seems like it would be very inconvenient to have laser claws. You know? You'd be constantly like cutting yourself. You'd be like, I lasered myself again. So inconvenient. Why must I have these laser claws? It's getting in the way. It makes you angrier, so you're like, I'm more altered. My beast state is even more altered than before because of my laser claws. Ugh. Why must I suffer this way? Says Luke Custer, owner of the laser claws. Alright. How's that? Never drawn him before, but there's my effort at drawing a Luke Custer. Hopefully it's reasonably close. The nose isn't fully tipped. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Oh, yeah, I know. It's just like a shine. Just like doing stuff like this. It's just supposed to be kind of sketchy. Like that. There any other characters from the game that you'd like? Looks good? Wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me a suggestion. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Ready for more suggestions if anyone wants to drop some. Draw a golem from Maple Story. I'll have to look that up. Give me a sec. Let's see. Maple Story golem. Oh, this guy's cool looking. Oh, I like him. I saw Heisei Godzilla. I'm not sure I know what Heisei Godzilla looks like. Godzilla look like? Oh, it's classic Godzilla. Yeah. I had a toy of him a long time ago. But I'm trying to stick to things that are from video games, though. So we might go back to him. Let's see. But right now, let's do this Golem maple store. So y'all, let's see what I'm looking at here. This is what it looks like. Got some grassy parts. Kind of cool. I never played Maple Story, but I remember when it was very popular. Like when I was in undergraduate college, I had a job at like I worked as a what do you call it? Like a receptionist at one of the places on campus, and one of the other people that worked there, would play Maple Story when there was nothing going on, and I don't know, it looked cool. I liked the art style. I liked how everything kind of looked, sort of all sprite based and stuff. I like that kind of stuff. Big fan of sprite based art. So, a friend of mine showed me some sprite art earlier today. We were talking about Final Fantasy Rebirth, which, if it's not already out, it's coming out very soon. Kind of excited for that. Don't know when I'll get around to playing it, but I am excited for it. And so we were talking about the heroines from Final Fantasy VII, Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie. And he found this like this really cool like sprite art of the three. Here, I'll show y'all. Give me a sec. See if I can download it. Save image. Desktop. Save. And are they gonna animate? It's animated though. Doggone it. Did I not download it as a GIF? Need to download as a GIF. So I download as a static. Doggone it. Is there any way I can show this to y'all without doxing myself? Is there any way I can show this to you without doxing myself? Open link? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Isn't that cool? It's such good, like, sprite art. I really like it a lot. I don't know this artist, but it looks like they've got some pretty solid gifts going on. And then there's Shin-chan, so that's cool. But yeah, it looks good, right? I really liked it. I wish I could do sprite art better. Like I do a lot of sprite art for my my emotes. And I think I do an okay job, but there are some people who are really spectacular at it. What the heck? What happened? Gotta get back on track with my own artsy-fartsy tonight. I'm glad some people came out to watch this. I really didn't know if anyone would be into the concept, but I just think it's such a good way to like just, you know, it's content creation. I'm creating content for you to consume. And also I'm getting to, you know, feel like I'm doing drawings and stuff, so it's a good feeling. It's a good time for me. really like golems. I mean, like, I like robots in general. And so golems are just kind of another flavor of robot. But um, it's this interesting thing where, like, they can be really irregular and, like, irrational looking. Like, you can come up with some. What's going on? There we go. You can come up with some situations where it's like, that doesn't make sense, but it's okay because it's like a magical creature. Like this guy, how he's like all balanced on this one little ball. That didn't make any sense. But whatever, he's a magical creature. It's fine. So Ruru, you mentioned Maple. You mentioned it was a lot of fun back then. Did you play Maple Story? Was that something you actually played it, or I mean, if you say it was a lot of fun, then I have to assume you probably did. But you know, making conversation, just talking. Like, what was it like? All I know is that it was like an MMO. It had like really like simple art style, and I think it was like side scroller kind of thing. Like, was it just like fighting monsters on quests? Was there an overarching plot? Was it about like resource collection? Like, what did you do in Maple Story? Do you like make weapons? I always like games where you can make weapons and armor. It was like that kind of thing. I give him a little flower. MMORPG, so just fighting monsters, leveling up skills. That's cool. Did you play it with like friends? Like, did you play on your own, or did you have like a guild or something? I always thought that sounded like it would be cool. Then multiple stories, one for each. Wait, the story for was each class type? That's interesting. So like you had a story for like being a mage, I guess, and you had a story for like being a fighter. That's kind of neat. I like that. I like that concept. So like rather than taking on an overarching plot with whatever class you choose, you have to like it's like a specially tailored story for your class. That's neat. I like that. My arms are cold. It has gotten warm around here recently, which is not my favorite thing. And so I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt right now that is supposed to be made of like a breathable material, and I had it had the sleeves rolled up. So I'm like, oh, it's so hot in here. I don't need sleeves. Blah blah blah. And then just now, arms are like, hey, it's still kind of cold though. Can you put the sleeves down? I love drawing floppy grass like this, like floppy hairy grass. It's fun. That's a weird thing to say I like doing, but I do. I really like drawing like weird floppy grass like that. Coloring it on the other end is a bit of a mess because it is very hard to figure out where shade at all. So works super well in black and white. Don't work so well when you try and color it. I don't know why I decided to shade that one particular ball. I guess I should add hashing everywhere. Is there like a new Pokemon game coming out soon? I feel like some people on Discord were talking about Pokemon recently, and I don't really know why. I know Pal World came out, which is Pokemon-esque, but I know it's also not like an official Pokemon game. If you got any information on that, that would be interesting for me to hear. I think the last I was playing what is it, Pokemon Silver on my Game Boy recently. Because I mentioned earlier that I've been getting into systems I didn't play as much as a kid. I even though I had a Game Boy, I was pretty limited in terms of what I played on it back when I was younger. And so I've been playing a lot of Game Boy stuff because Game Boy stuff is awesome. Like, it's so well like put together and composed, and like it's just really fun to play like in short bursts and stuff. I love playing Game Boy games, and so I've been trying to like play more Game Boy stuff. And so I was playing Silver recently, and it's been pretty fun. Growing up, really the only Pokemon game I played was Blue. Like, I played Pokemon Blue and then just never played another one for like 20 years or something. It took me ages to try another Pokemon game. But I know that a lot of people have... Oh, good night, Lori. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Good to see you. I don't know. Might be interested in playing another Pokemon game. I played, what was it, Scarlet, I think, when it came out. And it's pretty fun. Wasn't as much fun as I was expecting, admittedly. You know, and I think part of that was a little bit of growing pains from, like, the open worldness. I feel like maybe they didn't implement it quite as well as they expected to. And I've heard that Pokemon Legends Arceus is supposed to be like the superior version of an open world Pokemon game. And I haven't played Arceus, but it does make me curious. All I really know about Arceus is that it's a rare Pokemon game where you, as the trainer, can apparently also get injured. So you have to like manage your Pokemon's health, but then also manage your own health, or you die, I guess? I don't really know. I don't know what happens if you take a lot of damage in Arceus, but it's an interesting idea. Like a Pokemon game where you have to be like careful of the trainer. Because I mean that's been kind of like the joke about Pokemon for years, is the idea that's like, oh well, why doesn't the trainer, like the Rockets, for example, it's like, well the Rockets, you know, if you beat their pets, they're just like, oh darn, I guess you get to infiltrate our hidden base because we can't do anything. You know, it's just kind of like this ongoing joke about these little kids beating up these adults, and they can't do anything about it. I like his face. He has a very squat face. He's like, mad. I don't know. Might be cool to play Arceus. I know I don't like the Pokemon Arceus. Mostly it's just because I don't think you should be able to catch it. Like, I think the idea of ever being able to catch what is effectively the god of the Pokemon world, like the creator of all things in the world, you can put him in a ball. It just seems stupid to me. Like, it just seems like a dumb idea. I mean, it was already silly when you had stuff like Palkia and Dialga they're in charge of like time and space. It's like, oh yeah, inside this ball on my PC, I can govern time and space. It's like, oh really? That's kind of stupid. Why are you able to do that as a 10-year-old child? So I don't know. I don't really approve of that mindset. And I mean, Nintendo kind of the Pokemon Company wrote themselves into a corner a little bit when they just kind of kept upping the ante with their legendary beasts. They're like, oh, what are we gonna? We've got a beast that governs water and a governs fire. What are we gonna do next? And it's like, oh, what about time and space? That's why Ash is always 10 in my headcanon. Oh, Ash Ketchum. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Golem boy. Hopefully that looks okay. Looking good, Golem. Alright, anybody got another one? Or should I go back to Hey Say Godzilla? I'll draw Hey Say Godzilla. I'm gonna use the cartoon version of Godzilla as a reference. Did y'all ever watch the Godzilla cartoon? It was bad. It was terrible. It was funny though. Oh, it's a papercraft version? Oh, that's cool. Alright. Somebody come up with something or we're gonna see Hey Say Godzilla. What would a Metroid octopus look like? Like an octopus that would exist in the world of Metroid? Or a Metroid with octopus tentacles? Metroids are pretty close to octopi already. A Metroid that is an octopus? Oh, we'll give it a shot. Let's see. Ooh. You're a Metroid now, you're a Metroid now. You're a squid, you're an octopus now, you're a squid now. Nope, not like that. Let's see. Drop that. I used to love Metroids. I mean, I still do, but like when I was younger, I was like obsessed with Metroids. I loved Metroids and their weird meatball cores. They got meatballs inside them for some reason. Actually, you know why they have meatballs inside them? Because as we discussed in the Metroid playthrough, Planet Zebes is actually an Italian restaurant. That's all it is. It's just a big old place full of olive oil and marinara and weird jellyfish monsters that float around with meatballs inside of them. That's how that works. Shine. Kind of looks like a one of those electro ball things. Also, the shift from space jellyfish to space octopus surprisingly was not a very difficult conceptual idea. Metroid. Boo doo doo doo. Boo doo doo doo. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Boo doo doo doo. Doo 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 doo. Can't really sing over the songs, never mind. The Mario Paint song kind of completely destroyed my singing the Metroid song. Did y'all ever play Mario Paint? I played that so much as a kid. Unsurprisingly, right? I played a ton of Mario Paint when I was a kid. I would just make stamps all day. I loved making like the stamps and like animating them. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Can you draw Heisei, Godzilla, Bat Goji? The ones from the arcade game Rampage. Let me look up Bat Goji, and then we'll look up Rampage. There you go. That's what a Metroid would look like as an octopus. So, is this him? Is this him? Is this Heisei Godzilla? He's so handsome, though. I know, I'm joking. All right, let's see. Heisei Godzilla Bat. Was it Batogoji? Well, let me just Batogoji. Is this him? I don't know what I thought Batogoji would be like a different Godzilla monster. Is this him? Oh, it's a suit. Okay. So you're just specifying like the style. Oh, Bato Goji. Okay. Probably draw that. This one looks like the one from the Super Nintendo game. I gotta play that again sometime. The Super Godzilla. I played that for like a one-off years and years ago. And like it was fun, but it was just kind of like a one-off. But I would love to play it more. I've never beaten it before. I've heard that there's a Godzilla fighting game that's on the TurboGrafx. Ooh, TurboGrafx is fun. I like the TurboGrafx. Supposedly, I will be receiving my adapters for the TurboGrafx attachment for the what is it? The Analog Pocket soon. It's supposed to be like, well, they said it was supposed to be in February, but February is running out, so I don't know when they're actually going to happen. But I want those. Once we get them, though, I might start doing more streams of like TurboGrafx stuff, because that was the thing that was holding me back before, was that I was worried about trying to like move my TurboGrafx setup to the kind of looks a little bit like a walrus. It kind of made him look a little bit like a walrus. He also sort of looks like he can't think of what, like he's trying to remember something. He's like dot. Hey. Godzilla's just so funny looking. Like, he's such a great, like, iconic looking character, but he's also really silly looking. I know part of that's just because I didn't draw him very well, but Was I talking about like how I've heard the suit for Godzilla was like incredibly difficult to act in. Like it was like crazy heavy or something. Um, and apparently I want to say I heard that the actor who famously like performed Godzilla in several of the movies is like really respected in Japan for their performance as Godzilla, because it was just such a hard it was such a hard thing to do. I always like how Godzilla kind of has like he's got kind of like little like animal cheeks kind of to his face. Are you a big fan of Godzilla stuff, Bubs? Rather like Godzilla stuff myself. For years now, I've wanted to like get into watching the movies, because I have a couple of them on my computer, but I wish I could find like a good like extensive collection of them, and maybe I don't know if I could get away with doing that or not. I've considered like on my Discord maybe setting up like a night where we could like watch some Godzilla stuff. Because again, like I'm curious about it, and maybe other people would enjoy seeing it. Like I'm not really so much into like the new stuff. I like the old stuff. I like how campy it was. I don't know. There's something really fun about like all those old monsters, and I think part of it comes from, again, unsurprisingly for me, I played the games as a kid, and I had that toy of Godzilla. And so like I wanted to know more about Godzilla stuff. Like kind of like a limited means to learn about it. Now, tablet do I use? I use a. What is this? It's a Cintiq. What kind is this? It is a Cintiq 13 HD. I took the plunge in this a few years back, and it has really helped out a ton. Like, I mean, they're expensive. Don't get me wrong. But it's lasted pretty well. And it's so much nicer to draw on the actual, like, the screen. Because for many years I was using Wacom external tablets, like the ones where like you draw but you look at the screen, and it was very like confusing. I always had. He still kind of looks like a walrus. How did he come up? He doesn't. Oh, he doesn't have his little point ears. Where are his little ears? I gotta draw his ears. Hang on, I forgot. He's got like little point ears. Nope, not like that. That's why he looked weird. He didn't have his little ears. He does sort of look like he's winking. Ding! He's flirty Godzilla. Hey, I saw you from across the room. I really dig your vibe. That was pretty fun. Part of me wants this to be flirty Godzilla. I'd have to clean it up a little bit, but I could probably do it. I mean, we've got spaces. That was something I found out that I was surprised about. Apparently, you get like follower emotes. You get like 5 follower emotes, and I didn't know that. Can you draw Colin from changed human on left side and Lynn transferred on right side? I don't know what those are. But Jimmy was talking about doing the Rampage characters, so we're gonna move on to that. But yeah, like I get like 5 just follower emotes, and so I've been filling those in too. Let's see here. Game. Oh gosh. The heck is this? Is this real? Look at this. Oh, they're so weird looking. Oh no, it's a game idea. Okay. Look at how strange they look. Look at George. Oh my gosh, they're so weird looking. Anyway. George, Lizzie, and Ralph. You dig a Rampage reboot? You know, I feel like... I know some people have really... Back to Flirty Godzilla. Get out of here, Flirty Godzilla. Get out of here, Flirty Godzilla. I think the only Rampage I ever played was the N64 one. And I wasn't really that into it. What about Colin? I don't know. Was there a Colin? I only knew of Ralph, Lizzie, and George. Those are the only 3 I know of. From changed. I don't know what changed is. It's a game? Okay. What's it like? Kind of a dumpy looking George here. Kind of looks more like Donkey Kong, actually. Takes control. The player takes control of Colin, a human who wakes up in a strange laboratory filled with latex creatures. Huh. Is it like a horror game? It was kind of scary. I don't do a whole lot of horror. Although, actually, if a little shout out, if you are into horror stuff, my friend Oblivious Ben on YouTube. It's a survival game. Makes sense. My friend Oblivious Ben, who does like video essays, came out with an interesting essay. Was it yesterday? Recently, about horror movies. This is just becoming a weird Donkey Kong. Let's be honest. This is just becoming weird Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's about like horror games or horror movies related to mannequins. I had no idea there were so many movies about like mannequin horror. I didn't know mannequin horror was like a genre. But yeah, there's like a bunch of bunch of horror movies about mannequins. It's really interesting. So yeah, take a look. Oh, what happened there? Kind of lagged for a second. Here I'll put a link. A sec. Change is not a horror game. Okay. Let's see here. Share. Copy and paste. Oh, dang it, wrong place. Stop it. Stop it. How do computers work? How do computers work? I'm bad at things. I closed my own stream because I was looking up other things. There. Okay. Yeah. That's a link to Ben's video. It's good. I mean, even for someone like myself who doesn't like horror stuff, it's pretty interesting. Like, I think the ones that were most interesting to me were the older ones. Because I mean, he's got some parts in there that are about like modern horror stuff, and then he's also got like these like movies from like the 70s, and I find that kind of more interesting because it's more like it's less jump scary and more like psychological. Again, I kind of feel like we've gotten a little bit off track in terms of George here, and he just kind of looks like Donkey Kong. But I mean, he is a gorilla, so there's kind of a limit to what you can do to make a gorilla look different from another gorilla. He came out really silly looking. Oh, he's really silly looking. There's George. All right, let's draw Lizzie and Ralph. Canvas size. Where is Rich? Lizzie's got kind of like a weird snoot, kind of. Nope. There we go. No. Did I finish the thought about, like, the N64 Rampage? I don't know if I did or not. Anyway, that was pretty much the only one that I really played extensively. And I say extensively, I did get through the whole game. And I remember thinking, like, at the end of it, like, I was just exhausted by the end of it. It's just so much, like, the same thing over and over again. And I think part of that betrays kind of like its arcade roots. You know, it was supposed to be a game that you didn't like play to beat it. You played to just get like a high score. And so I didn't understand the idea that like the objective of the game was just to get a high score. Like when I was playing it as a kid, I was like, why is this game so long? Because you're not supposed to really beat it. Even when you do beat it, it's like, it doesn't really feel like you beat anything. She kind of looks like she's like doing the up yours motion. Didn't really mean that, but yeah, there we go. That's what she's doing. Oh, here's something very exciting that I found out earlier today. Exciting for me and anyone else who likes this kind of thing. For many years now, I have been frustrated with the Lego company because they have refused to put out any generic themed sets, and instead they've been doing a lot of like what do you call it? Sponsored sets, like Star Wars or Harry Potter and stuff like that. Well, I was in the mall today, just for something unrelated, and I was like, I'm gonna stop in at the Lego store and see what's new. They've started making space Legos again. It's so cool. Cause like space Legos were my jam when I was a kid. That was like my favorite theme, was space stuff. And I was so frustrated that they stopped like making generic space Legos and started making just Star Wars space Legos, which I know is very similar, but not the same thing. So to see them start making like just standard space, oh, I was so excited. Bought 2 sets. Probably gonna put those together after I'm done here. That is my exciting life. Yep, she's doing the up yours motion. She's like, screw you! I don't care, screw you! Kind of looks a little bit like Kraid, too. I guess she just looks like a big lizard. You know, whatever. They're both so silly looking, which is appropriate because Rampage is a very silly game, but they're so silly looking. Alright, I gotta draw Ralph too. Ralph's just a wolf. Okay. Oh yeah, they did make a movie about Rampage with The Rock in it. That's so strange. I also never saw it. But yes, they did make a movie about Rampage with The Rock. Which is funny. Very odd decision. I like The Rock, though. Did you ever see, The Jungle Cruise? It was a Disney movie. It came out not too terribly long ago, with The Rock in it, and it was based on like the Disney ride, and it was good. It was like very entertaining. I liked it a lot. He hasn't got a knife. He's got like a radio tower. Is what I was going for. I wondered how they were gonna make a Tetris movie. Decided to make it a story of how they brought Tetris. So they're making a Tetris movie. They made a Tetris movie. That's interesting, actually. I don't watch many movies, so made is the right term. Oh, okay. Never heard of that. Was it good? Did you see it? He's happy. He's happy because he's got his treat. Came out last year. I haven't seen it. All right, let's see. I think this is probably the Colin person. Yeah. Oh. Okay, he's very like simple. Predalien? Like a predator alien? No, I didn't know about that. So this is Colin apparently. I can draw this guy. Yeah, sure. Oh, draw it just like Sonic Unleashed cover suggests? I'm not sure I know what you mean. I was just going to draw this guy. Look at the cover. Okay. Cover of what? Sonic Unleashed? Okay. You're talking about the one where he's turning into the werehog, right? Does this Colin guy turn into like a monster or something? I'm just gonna draw him as he appears in this picture. Because this is probably gonna be the last one for the night. We're almost at 2 hours, so I'm just gonna draw him as you sent it. Turns into a human-like wolf in the true ending of the game. Oh, okay. Fascinating how they brought Tetris to the world, though. Time any computer program made in the Soviet Union, including games, belonged to it. Yeah, and that's how it was back then. I mean, that's kind of how it is still, I think, but. Yeah, that's what you're getting. You've gotten many votes tonight. This is what you get. Hopefully it's still good, though. Alright, I'll draw the werewolf too, but I'm drawing this one first. Picky, picky, picky. I guess I did ask for requests, though, didn't I? I already drew the werewolf? You mean the guy I drew earlier? The guy from Altered Beast? That's not the same character, right? That's Altered Beast, isn't it? This is like a different game, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm missing something. Sorry. Yep, I'm confused. Sorry. Just gonna draw this guy. So is that other image you sent the werewolf form, I guess? That, like, white-looking werewolf? No, this is gonna be it. This is I usually only stream for like 2 hours, so we're about done. Let's see. So what was this other one you sent? This guy? That guy? I can just draw this guy, I guess. I don't know what else he's supposed to look like. But... Do you want me to look up the like official art rather than what you sent? I really think that I'm getting some wires crossed here. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me to do. Alright, let's see. What's it called again? Changed. Okay. Changed. Game. So, like, this guy? I guess? Like, I don't know anything about this game, so... No? Alright, what? Okay. True ending column. This one? Okay. Hmm. So you said this is a survival horror game? Or just a survival game? Like, what do you do in it? I mean, survive, I assume. Kind of looks a little bit like Tails, actually. A white version of Tails. It looks like in these pictures he's wearing pants. Is he supposed to wear pants? Not wearing pants. Okay. Oh, there we go. Nude. Oh. Well, well. Thank you. All right. Well, I don't know what this game is, but hopefully I did at least some element of a sufficient justice, I suppose. But that's gonna be it. Thank y'all again for coming out. This has been fun for me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I like drawing, requests. I like taking requests. I like being able to chat with people. We'll be back on regular games again on Thursday, so, hopefully you'll come back and join me for that. But that will be all for tonight. I am the MoeChicken. This has been drawing. Thanks for stopping by.